Sorry about that. Um, my name is Manideep Thadikonda, and I'm going to explain the course load of my project, which is called as Eblood. Let me just go into the slideshow over here. Alright, so today I'm going to talk about the team members, prototyping, and additional documentations like how to connect to the database or other data source with the framework and the language. We're going to have some screenshot of the applications and a short test plan, a sample code, a reference page including a bibliography with the essential links. The architecture is basically the whole idea of the framework, which has an internet gateway and the user request, and it goes into the home page. It will show that divides into the blood groups. This is a sample code. The frameworks and technologies that we use is a net framework, which is a software development platform developed by Microsoft for building and running Windows web applications. The network, the developing tools, and the programming language and libraries, these are all consisted in the net framework, .NET framework, and it is used to build websites and services. The technologies that we use are HTML, CSS, web JavaScript are used to as a front-end design. AJAX, get and post methods are used to get data from servers. C# is used to the server side coding, and SQL is used as a backend developing. The tools used are MVC5 project templates, Bootstrap 3 supports jQuery 3.1 and HTML5. So the purpose of the project is like the users have the login ID and the passwords. They can log in into the web page and get the information that they need, which is the blood groups in a specific location, date and time. So they can search for the donors, and as a recipient they can send requests to the donors, and he or she will be available on the donation day. These are the screenshots of the application. This is the home page. This is the phone label banner that I used. These are all the sub pages that we are going to have. I'll explain all of these in the further part of this video. You have the cascading. The test plan, we can test the cases on basis on output of results. We can know whether it's a front end or a back end, and these are the references links. Let me just go into the documentation to talk about more about how to access the database and everything. So the team members are Manjusha, who's a front-end developer, Ganesh Simon, is a server-side developer and front-end designer actually. So, and myself is a back-end developer. We use a framework, used .NET Frame in MVC, and the tools used is VS 2019 with a C# compiler. So this is the architecture of the framework. So when the user and login is invalid, it will go back to the user and login and has the validations and everything. I'm sorry about that. We created a framework, wireframe, which has the target platforms as mobile, desktop, tablets, or or the combination. There is also one page of home page, and everything can be shown in the home page itself. Um, so we have some questions that could be answered over here. How does the site store persistent data? The site stores persistent data, need to save data with the help of a SQL server. Here is a sample code, and let me just go down over here and tell you about what database server will be used. So we used a Microsoft SQL Server database because it is free and open source. MySQL runs on Linux, Unix, and Mac OS, as well as obviously Windows. It uses the tools SQL Server Profiler, SQL Server Management Studio, BI tools, and Management Tuning Advisor. So if there is an error in the code, it will show you this output. So the framework, this is some information about the .NET framework and its background and history. C#, Bootstrap, and the backend is SQL. So now to describe how to connect the database to other data sources with the framework and language. In the Visual Studio, we have to right click, and the name of the MVC is select add options, and select a new option. It's shown in the screenshot over here. And choose the model contents as EF designer from the database, and then we go click connect button, new connect button. It will go into the SQL Server website. They need to be installed before going into it, and after that, on the authentication control download selects the SQL Server verifications, and we need to enter the user and passwords. So this is a summary of all the screenshots and the wizards that are going to be present when we are running through the database server connection. Then after that, we could add the controllers and the views, and the final output is this. We could get into the test plan. With the unit test plan application, we'll be testing with this code the implementation of the test, since we will be using some class that belongs to the libraries. We are invoking the methods and the pass views, sample codes. We could get into the code and explain you more of the functionality of the code now. Hi, so I'm going into the Eblood project. I've used .NET Framework MVC, and for the framework I use the jQuery, CSS, HTML, Bootstrap for the backend. For the backend, I used MySQL server, which is MSSQL 2014. So basically, my project is about to donate a blood. The person who is searching for a blood, if he doesn't get any blood on which he's searching for, he can search in our website, and he would be able to get a recipients. So let me just run this. Yeah. So it's going to execute and open the localhost Google Chrome website, and it lands into a web page, which is a eDonor login. And the password is so when you click login and this is a home page, we're gonna find a donor who's searching for the O positive blood group, and in the cascading we select UK and state as England and city as London. And when you click search donor, it's going to show all the donors which is present in that particular location. So you can see that. So if you can ask a question that why we've searched for O positive and why it's showing A positive and A B positive, because AB positive is a universal recipient and the O negative is O blood group is a universal donor. So it's a Banshira patient over here. It shows green over here because he has already accepted, and when you click that it's going to show his details. The other ones are red because they haven't accepted it, and it will show you cannot see the details because the donor has not accepted your request. So if you send a request, how will the donor will get to know that your request has been sent to that particular donor? So I'm gonna send a request. Before that, let me open my email. So I'm gonna send a request to a person named called Krishna. So let's send, and it says an email has been sent successfully. Let's click OK. You can see over here eDonor new message as just now, and the time is at 12:18 and we got that just now, and it says admin has sent a request to donate a blood, please help him by donating some blood, and he has the basic details over here. Now let's log out and let me see the login details of that particular guy named Krishna. Let me go into his database, and so let me copy this and paste this over here, and the password over here, copy and paste it over here and log in. So now we can see the request over here. I can accept or reject over here. Let's close it, and if we close it, and if you want to see the request even after that, click on the request over here, and it will show you all the requests that are present in your application. And if you accept this, the receiver will also get an email, but this is an test email, so that's the reason he won't receive an email. If you accept it, that person will get an email that is been accepted, and his details will also be shown over there. Let's accept it and okay, close this, and let's log out, and now log in. And now search for O positive England and London, search for the donor and before there was Banshira. Krishna's details, you can see the details over here, and close. And this is how the application is going to work, exchanging information and help people donate and receive the blood. And let's go back into, let's talk about the emergency button over here. I'll explain you about it. Before that, history. So these are the report form which who have you sent the donor and the receivers and all the rejected and accepted applications, and will show you requested on and accepted on. You can also export the details and download in an Excel file, and it will show you the table over here. Now the emergency button. So you search for the O positive blood group, and none of the customers would have O positive blood group. So what you have to do is you select the place, city, country, and press emergency button, and it will pop up a message showing that in all the persons who are present in this place that you have selected, in the light of information, user is looking for the blood group and has not been able to locate a donor through our portal. If you are aware of anyone else belong to that blood group, please assist our user. You can also edit this message. Name Krishna and just send. Sorry about that. So the emergency email is sent over there. Now let me see if I get a message over there. So I got a group message. You can see all the emails in that particular location. These are the 4 people located over there, and this is the admin details, contact details, and in email and his address and everything. What we can do is you can contact the person who has that particular blood group and help them. This is your main functionality of the project. Then let's log out and how to register to the particular website. So let's enter. We can choose a file to upload the health record, and what it actually does is let me see. When you enter XYZ, select O negative, choose a filed health record. Let me see. When you open this, it's going to show that selected blood group details are incorrect. Please select blood group. So let's see what's in that document. Okay. So the name is Krishna and blood group is AB positive. So let me put Krishna and AB positive and choose that file. Open. So you can see the file over here. So it's not going to show you any error message because the name and the blood group in the forms matches with the name and the blood group in the file too. So it's going to cross check and show you an error. So other contacts, contact number, email, so interested to blood donate. If you can select yes, you can enter your weight. If you're not interested, you can just say no. I'll select yes now. It's 60 kgs, and you can select the date of birth over here. So if you're less than 18 years old, you're not eligible. It will show a validation. So if you go up and select your actual age, let's select some date, which is that, and the last donated, let's just select that. Okay, country, state, and city, test, postal code. Let's just select something and create a password and re-enter the password. So I've entered the wrong password over here, and oh, it saved successfully. Let me see. So now I'll enter, one second before that. So my login has been added. Now I'll just to add this, the password. So this is a new home page with select India, state, and the path. So no records are found on that particular location because he is not present over there. So he's A positive, UK. Let's see a profile. You can update your profile over here, and admin would be able to see all the profiles. So log out and enter through the admin. So that's a profile. So we can deactivate or edit the profile over here. So let's log out. So the map present over here in the code, it is a MVC.NET frame in the model view controller. Any one controller, which is the basic home controller. Every class is written in this. On the server side, these are the tables which have been used, and the procedures. The stored procedures are stored procedures. It could be the database. It's gonna load slow. And the scripts which are present, I've used jQuery, and for the animation to load, like the floating animations and all, I've used data AOS API. For the somewhere I've used animation.cvs. And to bring the panel, to get this panel, the phone panel, I have used Photoshop. Just copy and paste the background, and this is a part of just a home page in the banner. Decided this mobile panel, it would look good, and started writing the code and the content into the code, and given some button and click events on this. Emergency is a CSS frames. So these are all the stored pages. You'll get to know how easily linked to the database. Admin procedure is just to each and every procedure name is linked to indicates that it works. Deactivating count and get blood groups and get cities. So these all procedures are used to get all these information in this. show this information. So to get that data, this procedure is going to float, and this is what we use for cascading dropdown. And these three dropdowns are this, and this. Get donors information procedures by ID, or if you can select a particular donor by ID, and user details, insert blood groups. No, it's going to show a request. In this application, it will show you how to accept it, the donors or the recipients. If someone sends me some request, it's going to show me a pop-up. Okay, now let's see. And the send request and the upsert request procedures, you can modify it to send a request or to update a request. Both the scripts are written in a single procedure. That's the reason why it's taking too long. Let me show you the program 1 second. Well, this PC is really slow and alright. Any time now. Okay, this is a procedures with the user ID, which is 0, and we can insert it. If it's not 0, we can update a procedure. I mean, update a table. In this way, we can see which is updated or not. We can do anything we want in that procedure. If you want to change the upserts, users, admins, and deactivate procedures and everything. So please use the admin logging, which is a readme file. We are going to re-upload it. And that is it for today. Well, now I'm going to explain 2 of the lab assignments that I've done during this coursework. So first, the 2 of the assignments that I'm going to be explaining today is the tic-tac-toe application, which is the code which we have over here. It's basically, this is a home controller which has all the classes present over here, and this is a solution we have over here, the dependencies which we use to connect the classes and entities, the properties of that, and the controller, the model. This is a model view controller pattern. So all these codes have a model, the views, the forms, and the controller homes. So when you click the run, it opens up the right now the trip log is opened. So when we run this, oh, maybe it's because this one is open. Let me just close it. And when we run that, it's going to open the home page of the game tic-tac-toe, and it has take turns into bootstrapping, which is when you press O, it gives you the O's turn, and it gives each place opponent turns, and when everything is done, O is win, and when you click new game, it will turn into new game. So the code over here, and the next is the assignment 11, which is a trip log. Let me just close this one. So the trip log has the same data map, which has all the models, configurations, and view models and the views. And these are the domain models, which has accommodation classes, activities, destination trips, and trip activities. It has three controllers, which is home, manage, and trip controller. Let's try and run this, and it should open up the trip log, where I've already added some of the data in the database for my assignment. And when you click add trip, it's going to show a form as add trip, destination, and data and dates. So you can manage the destinations and fill up the forms over here, and accommodations, which are, and activities, which you can add or delete those accommodations. So the code over here has a migration, the initial migrations, and the destination, add destinations, add accommodations, and add activities. It basically has all the references. This is a migration builder. This is a home controller. So in the assignment of the trip log, let's see with specifications. There should be a destination entity that has one to many relations with the trip entity. That is, a trip can only have one destination, but a destination can be associated with more than one trip. So when we go into this, it has an identity over here. So when you can delete those, and you can delete those. Let's try and work this code. Let's say today's 12/11/2022. You can select things that you want to do. You can select both of them and save, and it should have that. Well, these were the assignments that I did. This is the code. Thank you very much.